Hello, my darlings. Welcome to the day in the life of an emotional energy coach. I did not realize how suggestive this looked, but here we are. Obviously, I start by boiling the kettle. Okay, so I start every day with a cup of tea, of course. Last night I didn't get a great night's sleep. Usually I have really good sleeps. I think I've got hay fever. It's approaching full moon and I'm nearing the start of my bleed. And that I usually get one or two sleep disturbances before then, so I've woken up with my heart beating quite quickly because my cortisol levels are evidently higher because I've not slept as well. I have to start this morning with a little bit of breath work, just like doing 5 minutes, breathing in and out for a count of 5, because what this does is it gives you like a cocktail of happy hormones. It's clinically proven. It's called coherence breathing. I get all of my clients to do it, and obviously I practice what I preach. We're also hosting a dinner party tomorrow, so whilst my tea brews, I am getting ready to make the mushroom Wellington for tomorrow. Here I am on double speed doing my breathing in daylight, of course. So I always say going to the emotional gym only takes 10 minutes, like you can even do it in bed. So I'm gonna have my 10 minutes now because so often we wake up, we rush on with the day, maybe there's been stuff that we haven't dealt with yesterday, and this is what happens when we push energy down, we bottle it up and then it comes up in other ways, right? So it's about staying on top of it, going to the gym, making sure we're clearing our energy. So I'm gonna do that now. Healing doesn't need to be boring. It doesn't need to be like this huge catharsis release. It's all about just carving out that little bit of time to show your body, to show yourself that you matter. And you can even do this in bed. Okay, so I like to set up my space to make it really, really, really devotional. So we've got the candles, we've got the incense, all of the things. And of course, I've got a million different oils just to ground myself and do my little sage. And that's me releasing. Okay, so that was really cool. There was some frustration in there. So we cleared all that out and now I feel so much lighter. So we're just gonna have some breakfast now. So we're gonna have some granolas and some kefir and a banana. Here's the brekkie, and now it's time to get back to our mushroom welly. Of course, we need to move the body, somatically have a little dance. Bit fell on the floor, so we're gonna leave this out for the deer, because sometimes we get deer outside. Sauteing some onions and on the way to the car garage. So my eyes still hurt from onion chopping, but we will get over that. So now we're just at the car garage. We are picking up Rusty the camper van because I'm working at a festival at the beginning of August and we want to make sure that we've got a camper van that works. So we will see. Compulsory sing-song in the car as we fill up the van, and then Mark decides he wants to get involved in the vlog too.
You can vlog this, right? Scottish terminology versus English terminology means the same thing. If you're happy or not, you're happy or not, aren't you?
That makes no sense. So we've just been dealing with estate agents for secret things.
This is a mess.
This is the latest with the old mushroom welly. So
this is Ainsley Harriet. Ready, steady, cook. Doesn't measure, just goes with the flow.
Yeah, don't measure.
The feel.
Yeah, it's all about the energy of the food. And then it's my turn to get somatically trained by Mark before my run.
I think this is the lymphatic system, darling. Yeah.
We're running to the top of that hill. Whew! My boobs hurt. Right here. Woo! Go on, girl. This is the final bit of the ascent. And she made it to the top. Of course, I have to do a little bit of stretcherado, getting back into the body, relaxing into that rest and digest. I'm getting attacked by bugs. And she made it 5k. I'm very conscious of all my beautiful new grey hairs, but we're learning to love and accept them whilst I swing away. The reason I compare the work that I teach, like healing old trauma energy, removing blockages so that you can show up fully in your business, so that you can serve your clients better, so that you can be closer and more vulnerable in your relationship and, not get to that burnout phase, is because the emotional gym is so similar to running. Like it's a bug. You come against all of these barriers, like fear of failing, fear of getting it wrong, like the apathy of I can't do this, the guilt of not meeting your targets, or whatever the blockage is that you have. This is so similar to the physical exercise. But what we need to learn to do is to have a method to apply it in your everyday life, your L's, not just exercise, which is why we teach the emotional gym. The deer isn't enjoying my butternut squash, but these buggies, yum. Okay, so just wash my hands. We're just going to finish this mushroom Wellington. Sticky. Caramelised onion. So we're going to do like a bed of that first. Do you know what's interesting that's come up for me as I've been filming this is this like inner critic of like, oh, it's almost 11 o'clock, like you should have done work by now. And to be honest, I did fully plan to do work this morning, but it's just not worked out that way. And sometimes we plan to do things and it doesn't work out that way. And then this inner critic comes in of like, you should have been working. Everyone's going to think you're lazy. You are lazy. And maybe you're watching this thinking that. And if you are, like I did, it's really, really important to question, who is that speaking? Because you innately don't think like that. Like there is programming here that is giving that inner critic voice in your head, in my head. And it's not a nice way. Do speak to yourself, but it's what causes all of these overworking patterns. And ultimately, when I ask, who is that speaking? It's guilt. Guilt, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. And it's also shame, like you're not worthy of having this break. Not a break, it's not even a break. You're not worthy of having this life. And we're always going to get these thoughts, right? They're ego thoughts. They've come in, they've tried to protect us. They've been given to us. Sometimes it can be a bit of trauma. And sometimes it comes in to question your values, you know, like, are you operating in line with your values? And absolutely, I'm operating in line with my values. Like, this is what I teach, this is what I live, is being able to live the life that you want, not the life that you think that you should have. And actually, I am going to be working just different hours. So it's about being able to give your inner critic, like you are the boss, right? Remembering that you are the boss behind that thinking mind, behind that inner critic, and being the boss and stepping in and saying, thank you for trying to protect me, but right now I'm going to make a mushroom welly. And letting go of that fear of judgment. I'm very willing to let that go. Caramelised onion with vinegar, brown sugar. Then we've got butternut squash, mushroom with sage, oregano, garlic and walnuts. And then we're just going to put some goat's cheese on the top. Here we go. I'm not going to absolutely die. Okay, I'm sort of laughing at myself because I've unintentionally, it looks like a giant penis. I mean, here you're like, yeah, beautiful. Don't know what I've done to the shafty bit at the end, but there we go. Okay, so I was going to go for a shower, but it's high tide in half an hour, and we only get high tide around here like for half an hour of the day, and I really want to go for a sea swim. So what I'm going to do is squeeze in a little bit of work. I need to check in with my one-to-one client from last night. We worked on Sacred Rage, so I'm really excited to catch up with her, see how she's doing. We're working at the moment on expanding Empowered by Becky, so getting help, spreading the message that high-powered women, entrepreneurs have the ability to break their emotional wounds of the past and to lead with more emotional freedom, balance, lightness in love, business and life. So I've got a couple of meetings around people who will be supporting me later. I'm going on a podcast tomorrow too, so I just want to check in on some of those questions, and we want to start making a more aligned landing page for Emotional Empowerment Method Round 2, which is kicking off in September. Okay, so I've just got out of the shower. I didn't end up going down the beach because I had to wait in for a delivery for something, so I might end up going later. But it was divine timing because the newest gal to join Emotional Empowerment Method Round 2 in September messaged me about onboarding because she's got back from travelling. So that was great. She is all onboarded, which means we're at 50% capacity. Here we are, clean and fresh and all dressed up. I don't like my hair like this.